Hello children, today let us study the lesson Bhakti cult and Sufi heritage of class 7th. Children, what do you mean by Bhakti? Bhakti means devotion. And what do you mean by cult? Cult is a system of religious veneration and devotion directed towards a particular figure or objects. Children, a relatively small group of people having religious beliefs regarded by others as stage. That is called as cult. Okay, children, we move on to the introductory part of the lesson. Introduction part of the lesson. Children, from South India, the Alvars, the Dasas, and also from North India, saints and Sufis created a social awakening through Bhakti cult. So, in this lesson, let us study about the objectives, meanings, and features of Bhakti cult, and also about South Indian, Southern Indian or South Indian saints such as Andal, Akka Mahadevi, Kanakadasa, Purandaradasa, and Shishinala Sharifa. We are going to study about them, and also from North, that is North India, that is Kabir Dasa, Guru Nanak, Tulsi Dasa, Mirabai, Sri Chaitanya, and other Sufi saints are also introduced in this lesson. Yes, children, you know, Indian society is inclusive of many cultures. In this society, the caste system, superstitious, and pseudo rituals were deep rooted. You know that. Yes, no. So, in India, in those times, the caste system or the superstitious beliefs or also pseudo rituals are also deep rooted. What do you mean by superstitious? You know what is caste system? So, what is superstitious? Superstitious means false belief. And also, what do you mean by pseudo-rituals? Pseudo-ritual is also like superstitious, but it is like pretending. It is like pretending. Example for this pseudo-ritual is talak. You don't know that a triple talak or a polygamy in Muslims, okay, in Muslim religion. That is an example for these pseudo-rituals. And when you come to superstitious, we have many examples. You can see that in your house also. Many times you will get experience in your house. Many times your mom or your granny may say or your father may say, don't cut the nails after the sunset. Okay, no? And also they may say that like if a cat come across your way and you should not continue your journey. These are all superstitious beliefs. Children, it was believed that attaining moksha means salvation. Moksha for common man was impossible. So they were believing, those days the people were believing that attaining moksha or the salvation is impossible for the people, the common people. The medieval society was under the impression that the common people were not eligible for such a destiny. Yes, so according to the people, the common people were thinking that so they can't afford, or it is impossible to they are not eligible to to get moksha for their life. During this period, saints of Bhakti cult and Sufi tradition brought in a social and religious reformation. Yes, the saints and also the Bhakti cult and the Sufi traditional brought a religious and social reformation in the society. Children, they are stressed. What they done? What are the works of the Sufi science? Okay, they stressed the importance of global brotherhood and thought that Bhakti is the best way to attain moksha. Yes, they stressed on the brotherhood. Yes, everyone should be like brothers and sisters. And also, they thought that Bhakti is the best way to attain moksha. This path is called Bhakti cult. Yes, the word Bhakti is from Sanskrit word Bhuj. Bhuj means knowledge. Meaning of Bhuj is knowledge. Again, Bhakti is from Sanskrit word Bhuj means knowledge. Cult, I said you, a system of religious veneration and devotion directed towards a particular figure or object. So, the cult is towards the Bhakti. So, that is Bhakti cult. Okay, children, let us move on to study the gist of Bhakti cult. Means the essence of Bhakti cult. What was the essence of Bhakti cult? Bhakti cult condemned discrimination. So the Bhakti cult condemned discrimination. The saints from the Bhakti cult, they condemned discrimination. Children, this is the point which attracted the more people, the common people towards to follow the Bhakti cult, the saints of the Bhakti cult. Yes, and also it preaches the equality. Yes, okay. Discrimination. What do you mean by discrimination? I hope you know what is discrimination. Discrimination means like partiality or they are being tortured. The people will be tortured because they will consider their caste and all, and they will divide according to the caste or the gender discrimination. Okay, when you come to next point, the saints of Bhakti cult condemn, I said you this, oppose superstitious practices. I said you, what is superstitious? I gave you example also. Superstitious is a false belief, believing in a false thing. Okay, and they oppose superstitious practices and they united the heart of people. So they undertook a task of uniting the heart of the people. They brought the people together as it was very simple and there was no discrimination. People, the common people, many of them who were the victims of the discrimination, caste discrimination and gender discrimination, followed this Bhakti movement. Okay, they become a part of the Bhakti Reformation as its essence was very good. It's the Reformation, the objective of the Reformation was very good. So only it attracted the common people more. So then third point I said you, they united the heart of the people. They brought the people together where before it was a discrimination in gender, caste and also religion and all. So next point, children, according to Sufi saints, okay, Dharma is love and service to mankind. So according to Sufi saints, what is Dharma? Dharma is love and service to mankind and God is only one. Okay, it is not many gods. So we people will pray to many gods. According to the Sufi saints, God is one and also there is no many gods. Okay, there is only one God. Okay, it is not according to the religion or according to the caste, the different gods. Okay, the God is only one according to the Sufi saints. Yes, let us move on to Bhakti heritage in South India. Yes, children, when you come to Bhakti heritage in South India, let us start with a woman. Okay, a woman who was an alvar. Okay, I'll explain what is this alvar. Okay, her name is Andal. Andal, I hope you have heard the name also. So, first of all, we'll understand what is this Alvar. Alvars were Tamil poet saints of South India. They were praying Vishnu. Okay, they were praying Vishnu. They were Vaishnavas. Children, Andal is an Alvar. So, Andal is one among the 12 Alvars, the Vishnu devotees. They were the Vishnu devotees of Tamil Nadu. They were the saints and Vishnu devotees of Tamil Nadu. She was adopted daughter of the Vishnu Chitta. She was an adopted daughter of Vishnu Chitta. Vishnu Chitta was called as Periyalvar. He is a Periyalvar. See, the meaning is Periyalvar means the elder Alvar. Okay, no? Among 12, the Periyalvar was Vishnu Chitta. Vishnu Chitta adopted Andal. Okay, actually, her original name was Goda Devi. Who was, Andal's original name was Goda Devi. Her father was making flower garland and offering to Krishna temple. Actually, they were the family, the Goda Devi's family were the devotees of Krishna. Her father was making a garlands and also he was offering that to Krishna temple of Srivilli-Puttur. So, Krishna temple of Srivilli-Puttur. They were offering flower garland to Krishna temple of Srivilli-Puttur. So, Andal loved Krishna. So, Andal loved Krishna and she claimed that he was her husband. Yes, she claimed that Lord Krishna is her husband. She loved God too much. She was very heart devotee to the God Krishna. So, she claimed that Lord Krishna is her husband. And she wrote Tirupavai and dedicated to God. Children, what is this Tirupavai? It is a song. Okay, this Tirupavai consists of songs, devotional songs, Still now in Tamil Nadu, Tirupavai Vrata will be celebrated or observed by the devotees of Tamil Nadu. This Tirupavai Vrata means a ceremony or the religious observance is very famous. They will do this Vrata for 30 days. Okay, according to Alvars, what is according to Alvars? All Vishnu devotees are equal. So according to Alvars, all the devotees of Vishnu are equal and their birth should not be questioned. So according to them, there should not be a discrimination. There should not be a discrimination. Excuse me. There should not be a discrimination of caste and also the gender also. All the devotees of Vishnu are equal and their birth should not be questioned. Caste discrimination is a crime offense. According to them, caste discrimination is a crime offense. Yes, the discrimination based off the caste. Okay, the caste discrimination is also a criminal offense according to the Alvars. So how many Alvars were there? 12 Alvars. Who was the elder Alvar? It is Vishnu Chitta. Okay, Vishnu Chitta. He was called Peri Alvar. Let us revise again, children. Bhakti cult. Bhakti is from Sanskrit word Bhuj. Bhuj means knowledge. Cult. Cult means a system of religious veneration and devotion directed towards a particular figure or object. Here, particular means that is the way of bhakti. Okay, the path of bhakti. And what is the gist of bhakti cult? Bhakti cult condemned discrimination and also they oppose superstitious practice and they united the heart of the people. And then next, dharma, according to them, according to science and Sufis, dharma is love and service to mankind. And also they preached that God is one and there are no many gods. There are not many gods. There is only one God. Okay, God is only one. And when we move on to study about the Bhakti heritage in South India, the first comes the Andal. So Andal, she is also an Alvar. Who is this Alvars? Alvars of the Tamil poet saints of South India. Okay, and Vishnu Chitta adopted. She is adopted daughter of Vishnu Chitta. He was known as Peri Alvar. Alvars means children. There was 12 Alvars, total 12 Alvars. They were devotees of Vishnu. They are the saints. Okay, they are the saints. They are the devotees of Vishnu. So her real name, Andal's real name was Goda Devi. Actually, her father was, their family, Goda Devi's family was devoted to Vishnu. I said you this, and they were making flower garland and they were offering that to Krishna temple in Srivilliputturu. Okay, so she treated Lord Krishna as her husband. Okay, she loved Lord Krishna, so she claimed that Lord Krishna is her husband. She dedicated her whole life to Lord Krishna, and also she wrote Tripuvai. What is this Tirupavai? Sorry, Tirupavai. What is this Tirupavai? It is a vrata. It is a Tirupavai is a set of songs. Okay, it is a set of 30 songs. Okay, and it is now at present the people of Tamil Nadu will observe this Tirupavai Vratam. Okay, it will almost take 30 days for this Vrata actually, and it is very famous in Tamil Nadu. So, according to Alvars, all are equal. The devotees of Vishnu all are equal and their birth should not be questioned. And caste discrimination is a criminal offense according to the Alvars. I hope you understood about what is Bhakti cult and also about the Bhakti heritage in South India, under which we started to study about the first lady, that is Andal, a saint. She is one of the Alvar and she is a saint from Tamil Nadu. We will continue next with Akka Mahadevi. Children, let us continue with Akka Mahadevi, who is also a religious reformer. Children, she was an enterprising woman in Vachana movement. What do you mean by Vachana? Vachana was a rhythmic writings in Kannada, where about social evils were discussed, about devotion, about purity, and all were discussed. Those are called as Vachanas. Okay, it was a rhythmic writing in Kannada. Where these Vachanas were created? in Anubhava Mantapa. Anubhava Mantapa was a religious center where all Sharanas, it was, Anubhava Mantapa was formed by Basavanna, Basavanna, yes. So it was in Kalyana. So Basavanna formed Anubhava Mantapa in Kalyana. It was a religious center where all the Sharanas were sitting together to discuss about the social events and to find the solutions for the social events such as discrimination based on gender, caste, and some upcoming problems, social problems, and how to get out from those problems, or the solutions for the problems were discussed in this Anubhava Mantapa. And they were the Vachanakaras, where the Sharanas, some of them were Vachanakaras, they were writing Vachanas. I said you what is Vachanas? Vachanas were the rhythmic writing in Kannada about I said you about social evils and how to come out from the social evils, and about the purity of mind, and also about devotions and all. Okay, children, let us move on to continue with Akka Mahadevi. I said you Akka Mahadevi was an woman, enterprising woman in Vachana movement. She was born at Udutadi of Shivamogga. She was born at Udutadi of Shivamogga, but her parents were Nirmala Shetty and Sumati. She was forcibly married to King Kaushika. She was forcibly married to King Kaushika because she was not ready to get married, as she was thinking that Mallikarjuna, Channa Mallikarjuna is her husband. So she claimed that Channa Mallikarjuna means Shiva. Okay, Channa Mallikarjuna as her husband. So as she was forcibly married to King Kaushika, she was not happy with that. She found it as an hindrance. So the family or the marriage, she found it as hindrance to her service to Guru, Linga and Jangama. So she left the palace. She left the palace she was she will move out from the palace, and later she stayed at Anubhava Mantapa. I said you what is Anubhava Mantapa in the starting of the explanation. In Kalyana for some time. So Anubhava Mantapa was in Kalyana. She stayed there for some time. There she wrote many of the Vachanas under the pen name Channa Mallikarjuna. What was her pen name? It was Channa Mallikarjuna was her pen name. Pen name is Ankita Nama. Okay, children. She wrote, I said you, Vachanas by staying at Anubhava Mantapa under the pen name of Channa Mallikarjuna. She was respected by all the Shiva Sharanas. She left Kalyana and went to Sri Shaila towards the end of her life. Yes, she left the Kalyana and she went to Sri Shaila at her end of the life. Okay, she died. So she left her mortal body in Kadali forest of Sri Shaila. So she died in Sri Shaila. Children, next let us move on to study about Purandara Dasa. He is also a social and religious reformer. Children, he is between 1480 CE to 1564 CE. So it is 1480 to 1564 CE. Okay. Children, he is an important person in Kannada Dasa literature. Yes, he is called as Dasara Dasa. And let us understand first about his birth and how he was before he was announced as Purandara Dasa, before he was called as Purandara Dasa. How his was early life. We are learning about his early life first. Yes, Purandara Dasa was born at Purandaragada. He born at Purandaragada. His parents were Varadappa and Leelavati. His parents were Varadappa and Leelavati. His original name was Srinivasa Nayaka. What was his original name? His original name was Srinivasa Nayaka. His father was Varadappa Nayaka. His father was Varadappa Nayaka and mother Leelavati. Wife he was married to Lakshmi Bai. She was a very religious woman. She was having respect towards God. She was a devotee to the God. She was offering the pujas and all to God. But this Srinivasa Nayaka, means Purandara Dasa's early name was Srinivasa Nayaka. He was a misser and an atheist. What do you mean by misser and atheist? Children, misser means a person who hoards wealth and spends little money as possible. Yes, no, a person who hoards wealth, he will be having more wealth, but he spends as little money as possible. So that person is called as atheist. He was atheist, and also he was I said you, he was miser. Sorry, miser means a person who hoards wealth and spends as little money as possible. So, and he is a atheist. What do you mean by atheist? Atheist means a person who disbelieves in God existence. Again, I repeat, children, this Nayaka means Srinivasa Nayaka. The early name of Purandaradasa was Srinivasa Nayaka. He was miser. Miser means what? A person who hoards wealth and spends as little money as possible. So he is not ready. The person who is not ready to spend the money what he has. He has more money, but he is not ready to spend a little money also. That person is known as miser. And he is an atheist. What do you mean by atheist? Atheist means a person who don't believe in God's existence, who is against the religious rituals, pujas and all. He is called as atheist. Did you understand with this? So before, means in early life of Purandaradasa, he was atheist and also miser. And later he distributed all his wealth. Okay, he distributes all his wealth to the needy and poor people and spend rest of life in the thought of God. So later what he will do, his life will change and he will give up all his money to the poor and needy, and also he will go to means he will just travel to the many places. He will travel to many places singing kirtanas. Kirtanas means the devotional songs. Okay, kirtanas, and at last he reached the Krishna Devaraya's court. Yes, where he will reach? He will reach Krishna Devaraya's court. Who is this Krishna Devaraya? You know, no? He was a Vijayanagara king. Okay, Vijayanagara kingdom. He was king from Vijayanagara kingdom. So Krishna Devaraya's court. He will reach Krishna Devaraya's court. Vyasaraya gave him Diksha. So what happens? Vyasaraya, he will give him Diksha and called him as Purandaradasa. Thus he got the name Purandaradasa. So he got the name Purandaradasa. Sorry, is called as Purandara. He was called as Purandara. So Vyasaraya gave him Diksha and called him as Purandara. He condemned caste system. So Purandaradasa, further this Purandara is called as Purandaradasa, and he condemned caste system. And children, after later when he is called as Purandaradasa, and also he started to preach the people. We can see the humaneness in all his songs. Yes, he started to write the kirtan. I said he started to sing the kirtanas. Kirtanas means small songs. Okay, so those in that we can see those kirtanas. Still now we can see the kirtanas. In that humaneness in all his songs, all his kirtanas, we can see the humaneness. Humaneness means the compassion towards the poor or the needy people, and also towards the animals. This is known as humaneness. Okay, he condemned caste system, as I said you. We also see the combination of philosophy, moral and musical qualities in his song. Yes, in his kirtanas, what and all the qualities we have in the kirtanas, what he has sung. That is, it has the combination of philosophy, also moral and music qualities in his song. He is known as Karnataka Sangeeta Pitamaha. He is known as Karnataka Sangeeta Pitamaha, father of Carnatic music. Okay. He wrote kirtanas with the pen name of Purandara Vitala. What was his Ankita Nama or pen name? His pen name was Purandara Vitala. So he was prized by his own guru. See, prizing by his own guru is not an easy thing. Yes, no? He is such a great person. So he was prized by his own guru, that is Vyasaraya. You know, Vyasaraya. He was the one who gave him Diksha and who named him as Purandara. Yes, I hope you remember that. So Vyasa was his guru who gave him Diksha and called him as Purandara. He prized the Vyasaraya only prized this Purandaradasa as Purandaradasa is ultimate as a dasa. I said you Dasarigala Dasa Purandaradasa. So Vyasaraya is guru prized him as Purandaradasa is the ultimate of all the dasas. Okay, children, let us repeat again about Akka Mahadevi. She is also a religious reformer and enterprising woman in Vachana movement. She was born at Uttadi of Shivamogga district. And her parents were Nirmala Shetty and Sumati. Husband King Kaushika. But she was not happy that according to her the family or the what she was married, that is an hindrance to her towards the, excuse me, yes, she thought that it is an entrance to her service to Guru, Linga and also Jangama. So she leave the palace. According to her, she claimed that Chennamallikarjuna means the Shiva, Lord Shiva as her husband. She claimed that Chennamallikarjuna is her husband and she wrote vachanas by the pen name of Chennamallikarjuna means Ankitanama Chennamallikarjuna. She was stayed some days within Anubhava Mantapa. There she wrote many vachanas and she left the place and she will go to Sri Shaila in her end of her days. Okay, let us move on to revise about Purandara Dasa. He is also a social reformer. His time is between 1480 to 1564 CE, and he is an important person in Kannada Dasa literature. His early life, when we study about his early life, he was born at Purandaragada. His parents were Varadappa and Leelavati. He actually, Purandara Dasa was a misser and attested. Actually, his original name was Srinivasa Nayaka. Later, and he was married to the lady Lakshmi Bai. She was a religious woman. After that, what happens? Later, he distributed all his wealth, whatever wealth he had, to the needy people, and he will leave his place and he will move on to the other places by singing the kirtanas. At last, he will reach Krishna Devaraya's court, where Vyasaraya will give him Diksha and he will call him as Purandara. So his name changed from Srinivasa Nayaka to Purandara. After that, he condemned the caste system. We can see in his kirtanas, what we can see is the humanliness in all his kirtana songs or the kirtanas. And also his kirtanas are combination of philosophy, moral and musical qualities. And then children, he is known as Sangeeta Pitamaha, means father of Carnatic music. He wrote kirtanas by pen name of Purandara Vittala. His pen name or the Ankita Nama was Purandara Vittala, and he was prized by his own guru Vyasaraya as Purandara Dasa is ultimate as a Dasa. I said you, Purandara Dasa was known as Dasara Dasa, Purandara Dasa. Children, I hope you understood about Akka Mahadevi and the Purandara Dasa, who were an important religious reformer from South India. Thank you.